Yes. Don't worry. It's part of it. Okay, so this is the class on leadership and governance, and I am the one to pilot the affairs of this class. And we are dealing on characteristics of principle-centered leader. Get the point there. Nkalo, are you there? But you're looking like someone who's absent-minded. Principle-centered leader. When you hear this, what comes to your mind? Mike, Mike. Give Mike. To explain to me. Principle-centered leader.
Okay. What comes to my mind is a leader that that is guided by moral ethics, that is guided by principles. Yeah, there are certain principles of nature that should guide the way a leader should a leader relates with the world or with people. So that is what comes to my mind.
So just as myself, I am a leader, but I'm not morally okay. I have my immoralities. So does it mean that I'm not principle-centered?
No, I don't think so. The morality part I used before was a slip of tongue. It's not like moral. It's just there are principles, basic natural laws that guide this world. Okay. So that is what
because I know fairly correctly that there are so many leaders who may not be morally sound. Anyway, it depends on what you
exactly
to be.
It's subjective.
Because in some places, what you consider to be a taboo, it may not be in another place. Yes. And there are things you consider to be sinful in one place, is not in another place.
Exactly.
So, but let's imagine for myself now that I am not any ethical person, but my question does that mean that I'm not principled? I'm not principle-centered in my own leadership. Does that mean so? Okay, let me hear from Emmanuel Mba. Do you have anything to add to that?
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, my name is Emmanuel. And a principle-centered leader, I think, is a leader who also believes in why to-dos, why you should do this and why you should do that, meaning they are both personal, interpersonal, managerial, and also organizational focus in terms of their principles. They don't just believe in just the practices, but they want to also have principles that leads to why they carry out these practices, because these practices with good principles yield better results. That's what I understand.
Okay, in other words, okay, let me take it as it is. Let's get to Professor Nkalo.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nkalo Chukwuneka, as you all know. Talking about principle-centered leader, you should be talking about the natural laws, the things to do, the things that you should do, and things you're not supposed to do. And then, as a leader, the leader knows all these principles, and then he applies them by not judging others. His strength comes from within. From him, he knows what to do at all the time, and he has the capability of guiding others, also leading others to achieve a greater goal, and also learning from others as well, because it's a continual process. Because as a leader, you also learn from people that you are working with, or people that you are leading, because no one is an island, nobody can know it all. So as a principled centered leader, this leader has he has that confidence in himself, that he knows what he's doing, and he's also going to be as a kind of a compass leading to the north, that is showing others the way to follow, and then also guiding them, bringing them up. He doesn't castigate others for not doing the right thing. He doesn't tell others that you are not competent enough, but he will tell them in a polite way and also make them to know exactly what they're doing. And then he knows how to learn bit by bit and then keep promising himself that I'm going to do better, and also transferring that knowledge he has gotten to others in a way that they will also become a greater.
Okay, now, if a principle-centered leader, a question I asked Mike before, does it mean that as a principle-centered leader, that you cannot do something wrong?
Nobody is above mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said that you have to also know a way to forgive yourself and forgive others, even when you do something wrong. But a principled leader actually knows when he did something wrong, and then when he did something wrong, he also look for a way to correct his wrongs. So
you get the point, because that's exactly what I was trying to get. Because sometimes, so that will not present principle-centered leader as Jesus Christ, that immaculate. But I guess they, just as you said, the difference here is that principle-centered, first of all, is starting from the ground of being human, that he can be good and he can be bad. So whenever he crosses whichever way, maybe on the bad side, he will be able to reflect over it, make mistake, correct himself, in fact, accept the fact that he did something wrong.
yeah,
That's what makes him principle, accepting the fact that something, you have not done it very well. That is why I'm not sure if you guys are getting the simplicity there, the principle there of centeredness there is that he or she accepts the fact that he is human, that he has not done well here, and then plans to correct it, not to repeat it again, because he's being led by ethical principles. That is exactly what I want us to be aware of. Anyway, let's continue. Chinedu, what do you have to say about the principle-centered leader?
Well, I would say that principle-centered leader is an extremist. What I mean by
Extremist?
yes, what I mean by
What is extremist in say principle-centered leader?
what I mean by an extremist is someone that knows what he's doing, like not someone that knows the ethics of, let me use job, ethics of the job,
Mm.
you know, and not only knowing about the ethics, but putting it into works. Because some of the leaders, they will know what to do, but they will start showcasing like a daskal attitude, like not putting it into work. And again, a principled centered leader must be courageous. He or she must have command and control. And again, he must have a synergizing spirit.
But all these things are normal things for leaders. But the point here, principle-centered. And you say extremist. Why is the extremist inside it? Because extremist is just like extremist. Yes.
A negative word.
You overdo something.
Whoa. Because I'm relating it to realism. Realism.
It's not connected.
Let me use military government as an example.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So let me use the military government as an example. Have to do it like doesn't have one thing.
Yeah.
Principal centered leader, from my own opinion, I believe is someone that also listens to people's opinion. We also we bring people as a team. Let's work as a team. We listen to their suggestions, we listen to whatever they have to say, and then as you get implement it, just go down and digest and know exactly we are getting right or right. The human and knows that.
But being an extremist in this concept that I'm coming from, because why I say I'm talking from experience, you understand? So it's not necessary that you must do that, like you must be authoritative, like you said. No,
An extremist doesn't.
there must be an open contributions for anybody that wants to.
Because if you're talking about an extremist doesn't want peace. You understand? It doesn't need your opinion. It doesn't need
Right. Wow.
whatever thing that you want to say.
Wow.
That's what I understand about this.
I forgot that you didn't give him all the, but he has passed. Anyway, let's move on. The point is that you used a terminology that is confusing because it doesn't connect.
Wow.
Do you have anything, Sepi?
More or less, I'm similar with all my colleagues. It's about the guidance, the tips or trick, how to improve or how to enhance our leadership skill. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Now let me add what I have here. They are continually learning. One of the one of the characteristics of a principle-centered leader, continually learning. If we're in a classroom, whether he's a professor or whether he's whatever he or she is, he or she disposes himself to learn and not that he has known it all. Principle-centered people are constantly educated by their experiences. They read, they seek training, they take classes, they listen to others, they learn through both their ears and eyes. They are curious, always asking questions. You get that? Every opportunity is an opportunity to learn. Just to say that they have this concept of being human. What is another point there? They continually expand their competence, the ability to do things. They develop new skills, new interests. They discover that
You know, more than more.
they discover that I think something is wrong there.
Just That's correct.
Oh yeah, they discover that the more they know, the more they realize that they don't know. That as their circle of knowledge grows, so does its outside edge of ignorance. Most of this learning and growth energy is self-initiated and feeds upon itself. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
Principle center leader. The main point there is that every situation is a learning situation. It's not that he has known everything. Every experience is experience that he uses to experience other experience. Are you in this class? Are you sure? Yeah. Hope you will not repeat what happened last class. Okay. So number one, remember they are continually learning. They are service-oriented. Those striving to be principle-centered see life as a mission, not as a career. Their nurturing sources have armed and prepared them for service. In effect, every morning they yoke up and put on the harness of service, thinking of others. Service-oriented. Everything is serving humanity because he believes he or she is passing away. Just as for example, now, if I have this kind of mindset, it means that my office is for service for humanity. With time, I will no longer be there. Then when I must have left, let's say this school and this office, then I will start to think, in that office, how many people have I used it to develop? You see how principle-centered leader will think. Service-oriented. It is not a boxy kind of a thing. It's a service. Any position you find yourself. Remember, number one is what? Continually learning. Number two? Service oriented. Excuse me. Number 3, they radiate positive energy. The countenances of principle-centered people are cheerful, pleasant, happy. Their attitude is optimistic, positive, upbeat. Their spirit is enthusiastic, hopeful, and believing. Do I need to explain this one further? Positive energy. Remember, we talk about positive thinking.
Yeah.
Positive mentality. Positive energy. There may be so many energy around. Energies. Is it energies or energy?
Energy.
So many energy. Not plural.
So many energy. Energy.
English. You may have so many challenges around you, but principle-centered person, a leader, will accept that and then move on with a positive mind, positive energy. Otherwise, you won't survive. People around you, many people, if you're in the leadership, many people around you may tend to praise you when they're before you, but at your back, you may hear something different. This is surprising nature of human. Because why? Selfishness, self-centeredness. Everybody would like you to dance to his or her own tune. Everybody would like you to do whatever he or she wants. As soon as you are not satisfying that, then they will fight back. But then, principle-centered people, they're always cheerful, happy, pleasant, positive attitude, and then enthusiastic and hopeful for the future. That is positive mentality. Hello?
Hello.
They believe in other people. Can you still remember number 1 characteristics of principle-centered leader?
They're always learning.
They're always learning. They radiate positive spirit, energy of spirit, whichever one. And then number 3, service oriented. And then now they believe in other people. Principle-centered people don't overreact to negative behaviors. Hey, are you there? Are you hearing it? They don't overreact to negative behaviors, gossips, whatever people think about you. No. Criticisms or human weaknesses. They don't feel built up when they discover the weaknesses of others. They are not naive. They are aware of weakness, but they realize that behavior and potential are two different things. They believe in unseen potential of all people, like all of you are here. Today I'm here as your teacher. Principle-centered mind will think that very soon you will also be in that position, and then I will be there listening. That is, they believe in other people. They believe in what you are capable of doing tomorrow, even if not today. Even if you submit assignment today and it's not good, it's possible that when you realize yourself, you might even be producing assignments better than every other person, including the lecturer that taught you. Hello? They believe in other people. They feel grateful for their blessings and feel naturally to compassionately forgive and forget the offenses of others. They don't carry grudges. They refuse to label other people. They stereotype, categorize, or prejudice. Truly believing is seeing. We must therefore seek to believe in the unseen potential. This creates a climate for growth and opportunity. They believe in other people. Self-centered people believe that the key lies in them, in their techniques, in doing their things to others. This works only temporarily. If you believe it's in them, not in you, you relax, accept, affirm, and let it be. Are you there?
Yeah.
Do you get this point? Are you sure? Okay, let me finish before you ask your question. Number 5, they lead balanced lives. They read the best literature and magazine and keep up with current affairs and events. They are active socially, having many friends and a few confidants. They are active intellectually, having many interests. They read, watch, observe, and learn. Within the limits of age and health, they are active physically. You have to go to the gym also. Sepi, do you go to the gym? you don't go to the gym, you don't go to the gym. So life is not just to be in the classroom. There is more to that. So they're always outside the box. The next one, they live balanced life. They have a lot of fun. They enjoy themselves. Their actions and attitudes are proportionate to the situation. Balanced, temperate, moderate, wise. For instance, they are not workaholics, religious zealots, political fanatics, diet crushers, food bingers, pleasure addicts, or fasting matters. Are you get that?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? Are you agreeing with the facts? Balanced life.
Balanced, yeah. Not extreme.
You have to enjoy yourself no matter what.
Yes, but some of the concepts, maybe.
Okay, let's get back to the question so that we'll get it correctly. Hold it there. Don't forget your question. Number 6, they see life as an adventure. Principle-centered people favor life because of their security comes from within instead of from without. They have no need to categorize and stereotype everything and everybody in life to give them a sense of certainty and predictability. They see life as adventure. Number 7, they are synergistic. Synergy is the state in which the whole is more than the sum of the parts. Principle-centered people are synergistic. They are change catalysts. They improve almost any situation they get into. They work as smart as they work hard. They are amazingly productive, but in new and creative ways. In term endeavors, they build on their strengths and strive to complement their weaknesses with the strengths of others. In team, I hope I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So synergy. You bring this person's gift, bring that person's gift, bring this other person's gift, put your own, and then get a better result in the society. Bring this person's ideas, this person's ideas, this person's ideas, then your own ideas. Bring it together and then get the best result. That's the synergy. The last one, if I'm not mistaken, they exercise for self-renewal. Finally, they regularly exercise the 4 dimensions of human personality: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. They participate in some kind of balanced, moderate, regular program of aerobic exercise, meaning cardiovascular exercise, using the large leg muscles and working the heart and lungs. Maybe I will start exercising. This provides endurance, improving the capacity of the body and brain to use oxygen, along with many other physical and mental benefits. Also, valuable are stretching exercises for flexibility and resistance exercises for strength and muscle tone. Are you there? Don't forget this particular, the exercise for self-renewal. Finally, I am convinced that if a person will spend 1 hour a day on these basic exercises, he or she will improve the quality, productivity, satisfaction of every other hour of the day, including the depth, restfulness of sleep. The book I gave you today is from Stephen Covey. Now is the turn for your question and answer about principle-centered leader. The first question.
Okay. My first question, sir,
Yep.
is to you directly.
To me.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you agree with all these characteristics?
Whether I agree in all these
Characteristics
yes,
that makes.
Yes, I do.
Then.
I seriously agree.
Okay. Does it apply in all walks of life? This.
We should try to apply it.
The reason why I asked the question is that is because the leadership is not about the strategy used in leading in a leadership in a school is not the same thing used in the world of business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not also the same thing used in agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
So now, from the point of view of this of the author, I will counter some claims which says that maybe the exercise is a must, and then
he didn't say it's a must, but he's trying to propose a principle-centered person should also exercise, because when you exercise, your mind and spirit and your body system will be in order, so that you will not be having problems with people based on your internal struggling and wrangling. So the reason for exercise is that, exercise is health. We all know that.
Okay. As you when we are starting the class, you actually asked a question when he talked about morality. Then we countered his claim about the morality. He said that is a slip of tongue. So now you as a leader, and you also claim that you are not taking doing exercise as you're supposed to do. Does it mean that you are not a principle-centered leader?
No, it depends on if we get into the type of exercise. In my own view, this is a general question. Anybody can say. You may not be going to the gym, but you're walking around all the time. You may not be going to the gym, but you're always active, jumping from one state to another, or from one office to another. I believe that is also slightly part of exercise, because to stay at home doing nothing is different from when you go to work. You see, in my own view, I think it depends. I'm not.
There is no leader that
I'm not physiotherapist.
There is no leader that stays in a place and the lead. There is no good leader that stays in a place.
Correct, which means almost every leader are exercising.
So why will he bring it up?
No. We're breaking it up because we have to study it.
I have a question first.
We're breaking it up because we're studying it. Okay, now.
Okay, I want to ask you, sir. Are you a principle-centered leader?
Whether I'm a principle-centered leader?
Yes.
If I read this, I see some part of me, but sometimes I don't see some.
Okay.
For example, now, when you say a principle-centered leader is continual learning, I think I am there. Then number two, service-oriented. I don't need anybody to tell me that I'm there too. Then positive energy. I don't need the schools to say I'm very, very positive-minded. No matter how you insult me, I still have a way of finding my way. They believe in other people. Sometimes I don't believe in some people. Maybe I have to. I have to make sure I see you very well. No, I have problem here. Because there's a way you behave before me. I've already lost you. I may be pretending or just if it has to do with my office work, yeah, I will do it because I'm doing an office work. But technically, I have nothing to do with you. So I think I have issue here. Maybe I need to grow. So how many did I say I have? 3. So this one, remove me from there so that I'll be better off. Then they lead balanced life. I don't think I lead balanced life. I can stay and say I'm from morning to night. Sometimes I don't even go to have fun as I should. I don't even go for party. I don't even go, just as he mentioned here. Most of the things he mentioned there, I may find myself there, but maybe 5% or maybe 3% in the scale of 10. So minus 2 now, right? So they see life as adventure. I don't think I have problem here too. It's not that I am not here, but majority of me is not here. Then they are synergistic. Am I synergistic? Sometimes, I think mostly yes, I am. They exercise for self-renewal. No, I don't think I am. What am I renewing?
So this is 50%.
What am I renewing? So how many did I get?
You just 50%.
So I need to improve. That is the point.
Okay, since
So I need improvement in terms of a principle-centered leader.
I don't think with all this, I don't think we have a principle-centered leader. Yeah, I don't think.
Principle-centered is an attitude. It's an attitude to leadership. Nobody is perfect. The person that presents a woman everywhere might still be a principle-centered leader. Don't forget, that's why in the Bible, you see some of these people, you call Solomon or David or whatever they do, but they are still considered as man after God's own heart. Why? Because you sin, you know that you have sinned. And you tell people, look at it, you even go and go for sacrifice. What do they call it? Confession or, that thing that they put on sack clothes. I've forgotten the name of the church, you call it. Yeah, so correct. The point is that it's an attitude to life. It's not necessarily that you're looking for Jesus Christ to be the principal central leader, but that your attitude to life suggests, like Nkalu said earlier, that you are human, and somebody brings in something to your awareness, you accept that, because that's what I told you. Remember in the last class? No, not it's in the last class as well. The danger we have is that sometimes we enter ourselves into the pocket of those who want to destroy us, or those who don't mean well for you because of your weaknesses. Then you allow them to put you there. And when you are there, you destroy your gifts, you destroy your sense of innovation, sense of creativity. Why? Because somebody said, because you're not good in this area, and somebody must have presented it to you. Therefore, you tend to live by that. In Ebola, they say, you tend to live by that simply because someone has seen this your weakness and brought it out to you and be showing it to you. So you just get, is it hoodwinked? You are afraid of coming out to show all yourself, all your gift, all your talents. Many people are into that disease and they end up in life not contributing much. Yeah. So when you talk about principle, whether we have principle-centered leader, we have it. It's an attitude. Look at what it says here. Continuously learning. What is bad about it? It's only in your, for example, there was an example I gave somewhere to the student. I went to exam hall. I caught a student cheating. Do you know what I remember?
When you were when you were in your when you were in your own school now. Like,
yeah, I remembered immediately how few days I've cheated in the exam hall. And probably that enabled me not to take action. Yeah, compromise based on but it depends on how you define it. But I have to talk to the person I wouldn't allow him to keep cheating once I've found out.
But you didn't punish.
But then to move on to do certain things that's supposed to be done as if I am a saint during my own time, I will not. But I will make sure that I find a way of just trying to positively, constructively correct the person.
That was me.
I'm not saying that you should cheat. So continuously learning. Okay.
Then another one that's one of the characteristics that I think I'm not okay with it is
what is that?
the one that said they forgive and forget.
They forgive and forget.
Yes.
Is a part and parcel of inside a particular one. Maybe I've forgotten.
You get
This was.
That's not how you forgive someone and forget what that person.
You can. It depends on your personality.
Sir, I just want to throw a little light on this forgive and forget.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm not a saint, and I will also use my surname as an example. It means Nkalu Abuyu. That is meaning that, let's say I use a bottle for an example. If you break a bottle, no matter how you try to amend it, it will still, the crack will still show. So in this aspect, I believe that you can forgive, but that forgetting aspect is not easy, but it will help you to avoid the situation that made that person to offend you. Let's assume maybe you as a teacher and you helped a student who didn't pay school fees, and at the end of the day, the student
continue.
So at the end of the day, the student okay. So at the end of the day, the student didn't pay the school fees on time, and then which cost you something, maybe in your teaching this thing, maybe with the school authorities and all that. So at the end of the day, will you accept that student to still not pay school fees again because you have forgiven what the student did the last time? So that is the question.
Okay. Answering your question. Yes. I will say it's practically speaking, to forgive someone is difficult. Yeah, but it's possible to forgive. You can forgive someone genuinely. Yeah, but to forget that offense which the person committed that made you forgive the person, to forget it is close to impossible, because just like you rightly mentioned, that would serve as a compass for you, like not forgetting will also help you as well to be mindful, so that that kind of offense, you understand, wouldn't have to occur in the future. So it's very is forgiving is something we can practice and do, but forgetting is, to me, is close to, like, is next to impossible.
So you can
Okay, so you are giving an example of me as a student.
yes, I was using a student as an example. Let's say
The student did not pay school fees.
Correct.
You actually helped this person. Okay, with your office, you helped the students to extend visa. So at the end, those students didn't pay the school fees when he actually said he will pay. Then he failed to pay, and then later on, when it gets to the time of paying renewing visa again, and he comes with the same thing. You understand? You as a leader, you want him to graduate, you want him to study. This is your giving to the humanity, you are practicing, you are serving. You understand? So out of your generosity, you helped him the first time. So he came again without even fulfilling the first promise, and he comes again for the same favor again. So does it mean that you have forgiven maybe, and because he did not pay for the first time, maybe you had an issue with the school authorities on all that? You understand? So because you actually pleaded on his behalf that he will pay in a certain period of time, which he failed, then you have to have for a kind of issues with the school authority. So now, are you going to forgive this student because he said forgive and forget?
Okay,
And then,
now that if you ask me, look at the way I would look at it, my dear. I want you guys to know the day I will die, you're not going to die with me. And I don't think the day you are going to die, I'm going to die with you. One of the things I've found out in this life is that you live the one you feel that is yours and the way you think is yours. You get that? And one of the things I have found out that I will never allow you to change my own world. You can dumble over into your own world and do whatever you want in your own world, but never ever think of coming to change into my own world. Why am I saying this? Now, in my own case, sometimes it's not the issue of forgiveness or forgetting. It's the issue of remembering that myself have never paid school fees until I finish all my studies. As an issue of thinking, what if people in charge there never helped me? I wouldn't have been where I am today. So it's the issue of personalizing certain value, which has nothing to do with this individual or that individual or that individual. So forgiveness and forgetting is not even the issue there, because each time I have tried to maintain certain strictness, I found out that someone may have a very big problem, and it has always happened. And whenever it happens, I don't feel comfortable. That's why each time I'm stuck with it. Now I'm just begging and asking my God or my Creator an opportunity to run away, an opportunity to sneak out. Because so long as I am there, it will not allow me, simply because it's coming from something else. Inner being imprisoned with my own experience, being imprisoned with the way I survived. So,
Imprisoned by what's it called?
yeah, exactly. But in this case, it's simply because trying to think that, appreciating how it was for me. I didn't get that kind of strictness or whatever I'm trying to do. But however, if a particular student's attitude is something else, that is a different thing altogether. But I don't think you're talking about attitude, but you're talking about not, if the person didn't pay, maybe I may tend to think he didn't pay because he did not, he or she doesn't have it. But in a situation where I personally discovered an attitudinal issue, character issue, attitude issue, that is where I have problem. Because even when I was on that capacity, I wasn't unnecessarily gross. I'm not practicing, or I never found myself in that gross subordination. Because you don't have this in, you should have a good character and attitude supporting that. So that is the way I will attend to it in my own view. So my own, I don't think is a thing of good or goodness or whatever. It's a thing of just trying to make sure that I appreciate what I went through. So any other question?
No question.
Do you get my answer?
Yes, I got it.
What are you to say with that? So it's not a question of forgiving or whatever, but an issue.
So that means it's personal.
Exactly.
your answer is a kind of your personal,
Uh-huh.
but generally, I believe that it's not going to happen again when somebody cannot eat his cake and have it.
But if he has a bad attitude, that's what you didn't add.
Yes.
If the person in my
Okay. The reason why the person failed and how he actually approached you, but
my
actually,
bad attitude, even within the system.
yes,
Because if I notice a kind of queer attitude, uncultured attitude, or behavioral pattern, then I may likely attend to that behavior. That's where my forgetfulness or what might come in. But if, for example, I notice the person is still struggling, fighting, the way I find myself struggling, because opportunity, the person.
I want to take this in the world of business.
No, okay, yeah. If
let's digress because we are talking about academics and maybe you will not actually understand. Let's assume you have a warehouse, you have your business, and I, as your customer, came to you and bought things on credit. I bought things on credit and told you, please give me 1 month for me to pay back. Then, at the cost of saying 1 month, and the person gave you the money, maybe finish paying in the next 1 year. Then the person came back again and said, please, can I still buy on credit? You, as the owner of the shop, will you forget the last time his attitude or when he paid you, considering the fact that this is your business and him holding your goods, he's holding both your capital and your gain. So will you still give the person?
You are the one to answer this one because this one passed me. You are the one to answer this because this is not an academic. Academic is empowerment. Academic is growth. But the business is almost.
This your question is personal. Why I say this personal is because it depends on the relationship you have with the person. Okay, just a customer.
It's a regular customer.
A regular customer. And
before, I think the business don't allow people to hold their money. Otherwise, you fold.
You fold.
That's why I know business is business, but for me, it depends on the relationship.
You can never be a good business person.
I have
you become poor. You will remain poor. You will remain poor. Don't you know that those who are rich, most of them are stingy. Yeah, because if you're very kind, people step on your toes and they will not allow you to grow. In fact, thinking to help this person, thinking to help you can never be rich in this life.
It's personal.
That's why I say this principle, this characteristics of the leadership doesn't actually work in every aspect of life. Because coming to business, yes, I'm a leader in my organization, and I want to carry both my workers, my customers, everybody. I want to carry them along. So now, for me to help a customer is to give you goods on credit. You understand? So when I give the goods on credit and then the person did not pay me, meaning that I cannot forgive that person for not paying. This is even banks do it because when they give you loan and you didn't. When the banks give you loan and you didn't pay at that particular point in time that you're supposed to pay, they will put your account on what they call something indebtedness or something.
And they come and carry your property.
No, it's not even about carrying the property. Even if you have paid, but you said, I'm going to pay this money in 1 month, and you didn't pay in 1 month and 1 week, there's no problem. You paid, maybe they will give you fine. That's okay. Since you did not pay, it keep on the interest might increase a little bit for you to pay. So when you must have finished paying that particular time, next time for you to come and borrow, you won't get it. You understand? Even if you get it, it will have a stricter measure for you to get it. So that means they can't forget what you did. They have forgiven you because you have paid. Okay, you are still our customer. You can bank with us. Now they need your money for you to come and bank with them, for them to make the profits. But they cannot trust you to give you their own money for you to hold. So that is it.
Let me listen to my question. In business, can business survive? Can business survive without credit?
Without selling credit?
Yes, without giving credits to people. Okay. Please help me out.
Business survives without giving credit to people. That is even the principle. That's even the number one principle of business. Do not sell on credit. Because the more you sell on credit, you have empty boxes in your warehouse without goods in them. So when somebody wants to buy on credit from you, you should have something that, like, let me use an example for my business. You have to give the bank give bank drafts. You have to get a bank draft. You give it to the bank. Then the bank will not instruct the company to give you the credit, the goods. So if they give you the goods and you fail to pay, the bank will pay the company.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
sorry, that's what I mean by credit. By credit, I'm not talking about not buying and selling.
Okay.
I'm talking about loan, giving loans credit.
Giving loan, okay, in business. Yes, that is business. When I do your own part, I'll do my own part. It's not free. It's not a free. It's not free. So yes, it's not free. Even if you are buying credit from me, like in my own business, if you want to come and buy credit, the amount I will give this person that is paying cash and the amount I will give you that is buying credit is not the same. Do you understand? So you have to. It's part of business, but it's not free. If you are so carefree to give that credit, your business will go down.
Now, what I'm trying to understand is, like, as a businessman, can you say so strict that you're not giving credit to anybody?
Yes.
And you're just
like currently, because of the experiences I had, you understand, I don't give credit. If you want to buy, you buy. If you don't want to buy, you leave it. But the only thing there is that you cannot say no to my price. No, I have, because my price you cannot say no.
Yes.
Do you understand? Like
I know that there are people that would say there are credit worthy customers.
yes, credit.
You can give credit.
That is why I told you that it's not free. Before you get a credit worthy customer, that because that person is credit worthy today doesn't mean that the person will not fail tomorrow. Do you understand? Like, yes, this person is always coming to buy, he's buying and then he's giving small credit and he's paying. He's giving small credit and he's paying. Doesn't mean that one day he will not default. Do you understand? So when that default comes, you now maybe you have given more that you can even bear. So it will also disturb your business. So that's my own opinion about business. You understand?
Okay, so let's round up the class.
Well, one thing about this is, I think it's personal in all these characteristics.
No, it doesn't work in every.
Yeah, it's personal because let me still go back to this forgive and forget. Like me, there are some certain things that you do to me. I will not, like, if I didn't revenge, I will sleep well. If I didn't do back, like, I will sleep well.
No, we are
Yeah,
rounding
so
up. Wait.
so it's personal.
Okay, so thank you very much, guys. So first of all, let us not allow business guys to intimidate our class. Okay. The point remains that principle-centered leader is the best form of leadership.
Yeah.
If you are prime minister, if you are president, if you are leading in a community, this is the only type of leadership that will keep it. Individual can still do whatever they want, but then being a leader on top, then you can always, as a matter of fact, just like Nkari said, maybe in the business field, principle-centered leadership might be, I have my goods, you don't have the money, don't buy. That is principle.
That is also
It's a principle.
That is a
So it
principle.
has a different definition.
Yes, of course. But the point is that there's a standard.
Yes.
That's why it's called principle.
So normally, even the standard in business is buy and give me money and take.
Exactly. So you maintain the principle
Yes.
and not turning your business into charity organization. Okay, thank you very much, guys. So we'll see you again next time. We have 8 characteristics we have talked about today. So next time we'll talk about another topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
So, sir,
Okay.
Yeah.